This, of course, is my favourite time of the year. It's the Daiwa BREAM Australian Open. Nicole, what a great event it was this year. You were in charge of the Australian Open HQ for 3 days. What was it like at the Drummoyne Sailing Club?
It was a big event for us this year. I think it was our biggest Australian Open field to date, 33 boats.
Yep.
Hitting the water. It was exciting on the land. It was buzzing. We had observers out in probably more than half the field every day. So we were getting that live feedback, the live scoreboards with the estimators. So it was just a really cool event to just sit on the sidelines and watch it all unfold.
And we're going to talk about what happened on day one, but a big thank you to the observers. Even though the forecast was disgusting, it was supposed to rain inches and inches, and it did rain every day of the Open. The observers came out, they helped us with a lot of the footage here. They have been acknowledged on the video clips so you can see who took the footage. Day one was all about Kris Hickson, Daiwa angler, leading with over 4.2 kilos. We had an observer on his boat, and some footage you wouldn't have seen before is here today. Also, Liam Carruthers coming in second place, but man, he was not a confident angler. It all came together at the end for him, and he was like the nervous Nelly of the tournament.
It was cool getting the live update sort of that mid-morning so we could do our shows each day. And the ones that came through from Liam's boat, like, I felt for him. It was
a bit miserable.
He was so stressed out. He gets him in the end, but he was so stressed.
Yeah, and look, some of the regular players. I was up in fifth, Tom Slater in third. Hope you enjoyed the highlights from the first day of the Daiwa BREAM Australian Open.
There's a big hole there. I've got to try and get this one up. It's not a BREAM. What are you? Don't do this one. No. Push that hole. That's a good start. He's a nice one.
Now you can see how miserable it is out on the harbour with strong southerly winds and scuddy rain showers, and you'll notice this boat in the background of Kris Hickson's footage for the first few days. It was a magic boat for him. We don't know where it is, but it was real good to him.
And we can tell it's windy when the beardometer is running sideways.
Especially when it's that big, holy crap. Get up. Thought I forgot one shot. Oh, sorry. One shot. Spongy. This is bad. Oh, broke. Holy crap, did you see that? That was heavy.
It was a pretty easy pattern for Kris Hickson at the Open. If he was throwing at structure, it was a cranker crab. But if he had to skip it under something, you can bet he had a Daiwa bait junkie tied on.
Told you shit.
Told you shit.
Yeah, no good that spot.
Yeah, it sucks.
Nah, terrible.
Nah. Glad you didn't leave 5 seconds ago.
Donk.
And even though the observers can't help with anything to do with fishing, they really consider it as a team event. You can hear the fun that Ben Cook and Kris Hickson are having on the water today.
Nah, he's not big actually. Shook heaps because I was getting easy on him. I'll have him with how slow it is. Look at that. Caught another one.
Liam does tend to panic, but midway through the session he did have his limit of fish. He managed to pull together those upgrades to be sitting in second place to round out the day.
Now, after that string of kickers, Liam found a running drain, and we assume that's what this one was that he was referring to at the weigh-in on day one. Caught another kicker off it and ended up with well over 3.5 kilos, and that's what you need to be in the running at the Open. If there ever was a case for sponsor karma to kick in, it would be for Tom Slater. He finished second at this event last year and started off day one fantastically with 3.66 kilos, doing what he does best, throwing hard bodies around the washes in the lower harbour.
Now you might think Tom's mucking around a little bit with this fish, but he chooses to fish with 3 pounds straight through fluorocarbon line. It's what you need to buy the bites in this super clear water, but once that fish hooks up, it can get a little bit dicey.
Beauty.
When Tom reverts to structure fishing, you can be sure he's throwing one of his own design Bait Junkie soft plastics and adding to his bag with fish like this.
Our 2023 Open champion Steve Morgan did himself no disservice on day one with a bag just over 3 kilos. If you see Steve throwing at a boat hull, you can almost guarantee that there's either a mussel or a stick minnow tied on the end.
Now, my onboard microphone wasn't functioning today, so you don't get to hear the mumblings and running commentary. But this fish, 2 pound line, stick minnow, great fish for my first one in Middle Harbour for the event.
It's one of the ones I need for the Open. But look how heavy he is. How high he is on the back of the head. Nice. It's the ones you need.
Keeping an eye on the live scoreboards, it seemed like Steve was having a pretty average day one of the Open. It wasn't until the tide started running in at the end of the session he was able to secure those upgrades and get that bag over 3 kilos.
it is.
And I'll tell you what, it is a pretty special feeling when you catch your biggest fish of the day on nearly the last cast. Special plug for buck and bass, those reservoir rain suits. It looks miserable here. I look soaked, but I get back to the weigh-in, pull off the suit, totally dry, ready for the weighmastering.
Third one I want to take to the one. Grab off the nap marker. Take out 24s and put in 25s and just take out. That's what you want to do.
A two-time previous champion for this event, Jamie McKeown, probably didn't get the start to the event he wanted, but just under 3 kilos was certainly enough to keep him in the race.
He's running, yeah. Nice one.
Better on one.
Good work, mate. Beautiful.
Same fucking size.
McKeown has really mastered the crankbaiting moored boats technique, and in Sydney Harbour there are literally thousands of places to do it.
It's actually bigger
Yeah.
than before.
He's nice.
Matt Perry's fishing his second year as a boater at the Open, and he runs his own GoPro, so thank you, Matt, for this footage. He was plagued by big mulloway and small bream, sitting around 10th place after day one.
Daddy? Good. What's that? There.
Frank is fast getting a reputation for really looking after his observers during the Open. If you need a coffee spot while on the water in Sydney Harbour, here's one of Frank's favourites.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Hey, it's an Oz apron without a coffee.
Now, of course, it's more than just the coffee for Frank Carabetta. It's about the fishing as well, sitting midfield after day one with fish like this.
I caught yesterday.
Number 5.
Our 2023 BREAM Series non-boater Grand Final champion Taka Kawasaki has stepped up as a boater for the second time in the Open. It's great to see Taka getting those limits.
Nice one. Good work.
Oh, man. Number 1.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, I can't get that. Number 2.
Nice.
I don't think there was anyone as disappointed on day one as Blake O'Grady. Big plans for the Open, but not catching a limit on day one. Definitely put him behind the 8 ball. Good to see his Basscat though, chewing up those rough conditions between Middle Harbour and Sydney itself.
Great. Well done, mate.
We'll just stop in on this boat because there's fish on it. Something we're not used to today. Old Sneezy's crab doing the bit again. That smashed that, man.
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
there's
It's
more
straight
than one
onto
in
it.
there.
For all the event results and coverage, make sure you head to www.abt.org.au.